We are here in time. It is time for FACEIT League. It is joyous days. Oh, we've got a good one tonight. Tapire taking on Daystar. Daystar pretty heavy favorites in this one. This Tapire team, I feel like, has run into some struggles recently. After a strong 3-1 start, kind of known, I was about to say known for their Ramatra. That is, I mean, that's fairly true. I could be getting confused with Maverick and Artemis a little bit because both these two teams, both the Tapire squad and that squad, kind of came up together through Expert together and stuff. So it'd be easy to give it. And there was just a lot of Ramatra being played through those times. But did that have an impact? I mean, we're looking now at Tapire has dropped their last 3 series. EDM and Alternate are 7-2. Hivemind being 6-5. This is one that I think I would have expected Tapire to win. And that may be taking something away from that Hivemind squad. Tapire got first map pick here, so Tapire are going to take us to Oasis here to kick things off. And then we're going to get Daystar open up with the ban. So Daystar will get this Cassidy ban here to kick, here to start the series. Daystar looking at one of your strongest rosters here, and I mean, it's honestly we haven't gotten them on very often this season. Their losses are to Boot Troop, who still are undefeated. And then recently, yesterday, taking a loss to Kintsugi. Kintsugi not only beat them 3-0'd them. With that, even still, Daystar have to be considered one of the favorites in the division. I mean, you've got 3 teams tied here at 7-2. Boot Troop at 6-0, and the Midori kind of right behind all of that at 8-3. So, I mean, Master Division is such an interesting spot here for NA. And it really does feel like anybody's game. We are going to get the hazard ban. And in there from Tapire. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see if we can just right out of the gate while we're waiting on people to get in here. Let's see if we can notice any changes from last time we were looking at rosters. No change in the starting lineup. Pella coming in is new. So like, Pella joining the squad is new for Daystar since last we saw. We'll double check the other side for Tapire here once. I don't know, maybe between maps or something. Let's get a map 1. Do you identify more with a bull or a skunk? It varies day by day, Zuero. I gotta tell you, it varies day by day. Dimitri's gonna pull out the queen. Dimitri is your queen. Dion opting for a little bit more up and down movement here in this opening round. I have dubbed this the bounce house meta. Which, I mean, if you're looking at Daystar's comp, you can kind of see why. Everybody's all up down. What an opener, though. Finding manually out of the gate. Also seen Forgotten back in the battlefield. Was Forgotten on this roster last week? Solid? I don't remember Forgotten. No. Forgotten was definitely not on this roster. At least as of week 3, so like late August. But I don't think I've seen Forgotten play in a hot minute, to be honest. I know I've seen Forgotten on rosters, but not actually in game. Ooh, how does Dimitri get picked like that? Just right there in the middle. Wait, what? Did you just knife Graveyard and Graveyard won the duel? I don't know how that happens. What an opener. And then we were just staggered Sky Sniper here at the end. And then after a prolonged opening fight, we will get Cap going over to Daystar. We'll get a swap out of Dimitri. Giving up on the Junker Queen experiment. Sad face from me. I like the JQ. Both playing and watching. Just explosive hero. Ooh, okay. Then we got a vulnerable target here on this right-hand side. Ooh, Sky Sniper is barely able to sidestep that pulse. Does end up using the recall. But through that exchange, Forgotten's found an opening pick, and Daystar kind of had to fall back to this point. They start looking a little scattered here. Look at this positioning. You got somebody on high ground, somebody on stairs, and a couple people in between. Very scattered. Kitsune Rush trying to bring this Daystar squad together. Nothing like a fox and some bricks to make it happen. Sound barrier in for both of our teams. Manly's going to go ahead and throw in the bolo shot. That one doesn't land, but neither does the pulse. A lot of ultimates from both sides. So far, nobody in the kill feed. That was legit. What, we're in a 9-ult fight? 8-ult fight. That was an 8 ultimate fight we've seen. And that's the first death. Ooh, nice follow-up, though, from Sky Sniper, though. We'll pick off Narwhal. And eventually, we'll get this flip. Very evenly matched so far here in our opening round. Sorry, I had to pour some tea. It's one of the reasons I was late. I had to make a fresh pot of green tea. Had to be done. Woo! We're taking to the high ground, looking for protection there behind Dimitri. The self-Suzu to avoid that shot on him manually. That would have done it too. That could have been a fight win. But quick reaction from Zuero. But it doesn't mean that. It means they are out that variable cooldown for a little bit. Dion's still just hanging around this point. We do have Tanuki in control, and I've gotten past the 50% mark. And they're able to just kind of sit in main. They're not really holding either of your typical sides, you know, either stairs or high ground. Just sit in main with Sky Sniper and Forgotten playing up front. Dimitri has returned for a little peel just in time to gobble up the ball shot out of manually. Kitsune Rush now tossed in. But there's no real reason for Tapire to go fast. We are going to have Sky Sniper, you know, try to push in and kind of reconvene there, it looks like, with Dimitri. Dimitri actually ends up being the one going hyper-aggressive. Stratocaster will get punished for that position, though. 92%, will it matter? Tasman will blink in for the touch. And we'll get the OT. Graveyard. Swift step in, join the tank. Throws on a Kitsune Rush. Looking for the kill, gets it. Nice flick to find Forgotten. With Dion at critical too. Graveyard makes the play. Well done. And we're going to get Daystar back in control at 70%. Another beautiful shot. Going to catch the Sky Sniper on the exit. Oh, and the D-Mech right as they go through the pit. Honestly, probably the best thing for Dimitri at that point. Let's see if he can get set for one last fight here. Narwhal just beats right in front of Dimitri like a just peacocking right in their face. I don't know, was that ego? Was that ego? I don't know. Actually, no way, that just happened. Sky Sniper. Oh, no! That's the Ebola shot landed, self-destruct out, but Dimitri will not make it back into mech. Daystar will grab this opening round. What? I want to know what happened to Sky Sniper. Wait a minute. I don't want this to be a skunkish day. Hey, you know, sometimes there's nothing wrong with a skunkish day. Nothing wrong with skunking it. That is okay, you know? Sometimes we're feeling sly and skunky, sometimes we're feeling bullish. You know, it's just the way it rolls. That was a high risk move that actually pays off for Dion as Graveyard comes in for more elims. Is Graveyard your elim leader right now? Like, is that just what's going on right here? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Graveyard at 9, almost. Narwhal actually has 10. Manually, what are you doing? What are you doing? Step it up, manually. But genuinely, this backline has just been ruthless. First cap has gone over to Daystar. Check out Talisman playing off this right flank. Yeah, I was just saying, he was pushing in back in towards the study area. Well, that is old Blinks right back to point, running back to safety. King's X, King's X. It's like my dog running to his chair. I'm like, no, 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 you can't touch me here. I'm safe, I'm safe. Dimitri on the queen, shot forward. It's got a half health manually. Ooh, got the headshot, but just as manually hits the mega. Meanwhile, considering rush on the point, Talisman's been able to plant one on the Sky Sniper. Graveyard yet again puts a final blow up into the kill feed. Daystar, 50% and counting, holding on to this point. That was a slick little move. I figured this would have had to have happened, Phoenix. I figured it had to be Kargot Sky Sniper. I figured it had to be that. Either way, it's, you know, it'd be fun to go back and watch that one. Kitsune from Zwero, trying to retake this point at 70%. Dimitri trying to build up towards this rampage. Made it swap on to the queen of the first map before they could get that big ultimate line. Suzu has been used to protect Dion, but Dion is able to stay on mech. Dion, whichever. Like Dion Sanders? Like, that's kind of the way I see it. Anyway. Sound barrier, ooh, lands from Stratocaster. The call was there. You know, everybody looked at Strat. We're gonna flip, but a Kitsune Rush immediately out from Graveyard. Dion's been able to pick up Stratocaster already. Keep an eye out for where's Sky Sniper gonna throw in this blade. We're gonna just wait out this Kitsune. And then there goes the blade in over the top. 8-1 bolt, 41 health. Good shout comes in from Dimitri, but it's not enough to keep him alive through the manually onslaught. Woo, beautiful knife. Still, Dimitri's feeling a little lonesome on this point, surrounded by Daystar players. Here comes Strat. Strat's like, I got you, queen. No, unfortunately, you ran into a 1v3. This point will end up back in Daystar's hands. Forgotten Close does not get the touch. Daystar will start us off with a 1-0 lead. Here as they take map 1. Graveyard with a hell of a map. Woo! Right. Good map. Good opener. I mean, first round went 99.99. University, not so close. Not as close. Not so much. So we get a circuit pick out of Tanuki heading into map 2. Let's see. Changes as far as last time we saw this Tapire squad. We still have Squeak listed on this roster. Clearly not here. We have Eevee who have come in instead. Is playing backup behind Dimitri, I suppose, at the moment. But if Squeak no longer here. Of course, Forgotten being added to this roster is a big one. That's probably the biggest one. I think that was a little bit prior. I don't think that happened like just right here at roster lock. Matter of fact, does not necessarily mean any of these changes that we've mentioned tonight happened because or around roster lock. This is just since late August when we last went through and looked at all rosters. Oh yes, they did lose Virtual, which was a big change. Virtual actually goes to Kintsugi. It's Graveyard here in this one. It looked outstanding in the map. It's really Talisman coming away with that 25-3. Proves to be the real standout once we start looking at stats. Whose money did I steal? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, Maddie. Whose money did you steal? Farah and Iyari banned out. Interesting. Because Dion plays a good enough diva, I don't think it's going to be an issue. So I'm guessing Tapire banned Farah. I'm sorry I didn't see it. Oh no, actually Daystar. Sky Sniper says I would never allow that. Yeah, I should have known. I should have known. So no, it is the Iyari ban. There from Tapire. Can you hit a blinker for me? Full skunk is go be nice. I don't mind. I know I'm old. It's okay. We'll have a Lucio backline here with the Iyari band out here from Tapire. Of course, Zuero coming in to kind of fill that slot with Virtual getting picked up. Ooh, I was a split second late to your pop there. Forgotten. I'm sorry. I'm sure that was a beautiful shot too. I saw you swing. I saw the swing. I was like, oh, I forgot it's about to hit these. I saw it happen, and I was just, I mean, literally a half of a microsecond too late. That was ridiculous. Half of a nanosecond. This defense is gonna stabilize. What was that, a pick on to Dimitri? I saw Dimitri just kind of running back here like, hey, I'm here, I'm here. It's honestly, oh, we'll talk about this in a second. It's gonna be Zuero caught in that gravitic flux. Yeah, not able to find the kill. Forgotten, of course, does have sights in, as we heard. Should help with that duel with Manuel on the other side. The A-Matrix comes and goes there for Zuero, and now Graveyard here with the response. Cart's still about 4 meters away, and Graveyard using that window to great effect. Finds Stratocaster. And that is just going to be another hold here out of this Daystar defense. I'm starting to say it's funny seeing Forgotten and not having Cabe alongside. I always think of Forgotten and Cabe playing together on Fisher, and so it's like, and no, we've gotten Forgotten coming back in, and you know, and Cabe on Midori, of course. Anyway, so it's honestly it's very strange seeing these two and having them not be on the same roster. It is anyway. I'm hitting a blinker right now, Mr. Bullskin. Okay. You do that, Gallus. I appreciate it. Obviously, somebody had to do it for me. I do not know what a blinker is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look at a good wall. Stratocaster got caught. "75 seconds remaining." We have gotten some ults built up at least. It's taken 3 minutes to make it happen, but Tapire have managed to build up a few ults in this one. Dion's gonna throw in their second flux. Oh, gets rocked. Great shot from Dimitri. Sound barrier, try to push forward. It's the best chance here from Tapire. They're trying to muscle through Dion out of 5v1 versus Dion, but the orbital was just too strong. Too much space healing. Talisman gets a blizzard out, but does not catch anybody. Good job from Tapire. They're able to circumvent that one. Sky Sniper using their own blizzard in that fight. It was an explosive fight. Lots of ults were invested. All 5 from Tapire, as a matter of fact, but they do get this point on the board. I mean, that was a 9 ult fight. Oh, they've got the Juno very staggered. I don't think they've recognized it, though. Is that what was going on in the chat here? Bro, Kiwi? Yeah. That's from Imperished. Alright, well, the last of the 10 ults thrown in. Mainly will not connect. Good pick on a Dion. What happened there? Was that a boop? Dion ends up down here. That had to be a boop. I was looking at the manually ultimate, didn't see the boop happen, but that's such an enormous pick. And where it took Tapire the entirety of their time bank to get point A, that was such a much needed fight win. It looks like there might be a recontest here at the end. Ant Matrix from Zuero should just hold the line. Make sure nobody's trying to flank out of side room. Nope. Just the defense back it up. It's not like they have a tracer or anything anyway, right? We're running with a Freya and a May. Little Freya May, of course. You know, the classic Freya May DPS duo. This is 2 caught in the flocks. Immortality field. Keep both of them alive momentarily. Great shield. Actually, I think it was Dimitri's shield that I saw. Ends up being forgotten. Picks up 3 through that fight. We were watching the Dimitri pop. Should have been watching the Forgotten pop. Sky Sniper does have Blizzard. Oh, the Kiwi Orbital is just a touch late. When the wall came up, and honestly, I was surprised we didn't see the Blizzard come in, but Sky Sniper, I guess, realized they didn't need it. Blizzard does get thrown in? Where did that go? Did that get yeeted back down towards... Okay. Dion returns with the flux out of spawn. The Soundmaker from the top ropes. But the Blizzard might be the final straw. Layered in over the top late. That's going to claim Sky Sniper, but it ends up being a 1-for-1 of the maze. Ant Matrix out of the back, and Dimitri is going to try to get aggressive. Beautiful bolo shot lands from Forgotten. Takes manually out of the fight. You're going to head to take aim. Oh, but Kiwi gets 2? Oh, no. The dastardly Judo finds 2 final blows. And the defense holds with less than $130 remaining. Vending coming through with the chairs. I don't know. I don't know why that just, I know that was like hours ago. I just felt like reading it out loud. Don't ask me. Rotation, drop down through main. Daystar's in a good position to make the raid. Oh, we got a little floaty feet. Oh, Dion does not hit that rock. Bolo shot blocked by the wall. Oh, actually it was eaten by Dimitri. Excuse me. Oh, Forgotten double dinks manually again. Second fight in a row. Forgotten's gonna win that duel. But Dion gets Dimitri, and Tapire find themselves without their tank and facing a Gravitic Flux with 17 seconds to go. And despite Dion not getting the slam down, there's still enough reinforcements here. I think Daystar's got this hold in the bag. Mainly just toss some luggage around. We will get a touch. Barely. That is going to be the last touch we get, though. Honestly, pretty close. Pretty damn close in team fights. My goodness. Majority of people in the lobby having 5 deaths. 2 from one side, 3 from the other. I mean, we're looking at 3 to 5 deaths consistently. Manually has that 1 extra. But 3 to 5 deaths consistently on both sides. We should typically favor the attackers. The attackers need to win less fights to make progress. So. But, so, I mean, it's Daystar making that hold at the end, being able to stop them in the hotel after a lightning fast point B. It was a really, really good point B. So it's, when Daystar had a good point A, Tapire finally punch it over in that big 9-ult fight, have a great point B and get into the hotel with time, and then Daystar once again have a good point C. So they kind of alternated there, and it ends up being pretty darn even when it's all said and done. We'll see if Daystar is able to take the 2-0 here. Again, they are your 7-2 favorites coming into this match, but right now this matchup is feeling very even. It does not, in gameplay, in my eye test at the least, feel like a 7-2 team versus a 3-4 team. These two teams feel very even right now. No surprises or changes compositionally. We are still seeing Kiwi stick with the Juno. Is probably the biggest surprise going on the attack. I thought that might have just been a defensive thing. Does stick with it going on the attack. Likes that extra sustain compared to the Lucio. But, you know, it was a good pick here out of Forgotten early and a great wall so that they can layer on even more. Catching Dion out. Forgotten. Who goes up into the window? What's that duel manually? Sky Sniper will move in and help out. Checking on the Gravitic Flux is what I really want to say. Yeah, you're going to catch Stratocaster with that. And then deny the sound barrier into this fight. It's enormous. Dion gets 3. And ends up being consecutive fight wins. Ooh, we're going to get a touch. There's the amp. Stratocaster goes down. The cart has been stopped. Dimitri has an ultimate here to try to hold this with. We've also got a Blizzard available. Defense will not get to use either. Cart caps. Red Matrix in play. It's too late to save Dion, though. Graveyard is just jumping hyperspheres. What was that? What was that? That was a wild game with Dimitri and Graveyard. I swear Graveyard was just like... And a 1, and a 2. All right. Dion back in this fight. 324 to work with. Sky Sniper, Talisman, both with Blizzards. Bolo shot lands on a Stratocaster. Manually goes down. Cannot get the final blow in. Blizzard is thrown in from Dion and the D, excuse me, from Talisman. And Daystar here to start. They catch Sky Sniper with that. Rock will interrupt the kinetic grasp of Dimitri, but with the Ant Matrix up, Daystar has to slow their roll a little bit. You've got to respect this double damage. They're going to wait it out. You've got Orbital. You've got Flux to come back with. It's going to be the Flux as the counterpunch. Dodges the Rock. Sound barrier in from Strat and try to hold this line. Strat goes running in aggressively. Forgotten got picked while this is happening. Holding a Bolo shot. Now, do you invest the Blizzard? There's the push out. Blizzard thrown in. Orbital Ray tossed in from Daystar. It's right over the board. It's kind of getting away from him. Manuel's been able to pick up a kill through this. Fortunately for Daystar, that Blizzard has faded. A lot of low health bars. Cooldowns going in their favor. They'll get 2 points on the board. Daystar move into the hotel with 3:45 on the clock. Ramatra. And I kind of talked about this at the top of the series, that, you know, with this new patch, that Tapire really kind of take a hit with not being able to play the Ramatra and rely on the Ramatra as much. And I was thinking, you know, I remember seeing Dimitri play a mean Ramatra back in the day, and whether that was comfort hero or just a result of the meta, I wasn't sure. This swap, incredibly indicative. Remember, there's only 2 points on the board here for Tapire. They have to make this stop. There's no extras here. A Matrix in from Zuero. You have to use your Mortality Field to defend off the manually Bolo shot. Talisman's going to go ahead and throw a Blizzard right on this point. And that Gravitic Flux is going to find Zuero in the back line. Talisman will finish him off while floating in the air. Nothing but Daystar players left on this point, and they're going to move up to 2-0. Yeah, the Ramatra swap felt like going into some old comforts, trying to see if maybe find something that'll work to a hole for that last corner. And Tapire have certainly struggled in this meta. I mean, they've, you know, dropped the last 3 series, my friends. So I mean, looking to try to stop that skip. I mean, this is a very tough 7-2 Daystar squad. Where Tapire, you know, their first half of the season looking great. And you can play a little bit more of that Ramatra, come out 3-1, but here in the recent patch, man, they have struggled. They have struggled. And the only reason I'm bringing it up here is because it was swapping to that Ram. Seeing that Ram come out was like, oh, okay. Graveyard was a little ridiculous. Graveyard was a little ridiculous in that map. Tracer banned out here from Tapire. Let's go see those Graveyard stats. Yeah, Graveyard 34-4 in that map. Oh my god. Yeah, Graveyard stats were a little nutty on that map. And we were talking about, you know, the Lucio map versus the Juno map. And this, you know, when you have a Juno who has just raw numbers wise some of the, if not absolute, most healing in the game, then your Baptiste is able to, you know, focus a little bit more on DPS, is able to swing a little bit more, take a little bit more angles. That does make a lot of sense. Why didn't I think of this before? Even if it's just, you know that Dion's is gonna stay nice and healthy. Dion with a 21k there on Circuit, by the way. You also had Manually and Forgotten just shy of 15k each. I mean, great maps for both of them. But that 34-4 from Graveyard is just wow. I do think part of it is composition related. And the fact that you're running a Juno map. We got a JQ ban here out of Daystar. We're just targeting Dimitri. Poor Dimitri. Poor Dimitri's had a rough day. And they really hate pigeons here in New Junk City. Like, how big are your pigeons? You got to put those kind of spikes up there. I mean, my goodness. Oh, Pella is in. Oh, sorry, we're up the catwalk. Pella is in here for Daystar. This is one of the changes that we saw. Now, I don't know if it was just, you know, compared to the roster we had previously written down, at least. Pella was one of the new additions here for Daystar. Now, once again, that doesn't mean necessarily it happened over this past weekend, but... All right, with the JQ band out, you know what? We've gotten Dimitri going into another pick that I remember seeing a lot of success on from this player, and that is definitely the Zarya. Also, love the Zarya is very good against the bursty, Wrecking Ball, Sombra, which is kind of odd, but just the Wrecking Ball dive to comps. The Bubble's very good against that. The burst damage, the high damage output of the Sombra, very good against that. Of the Zarya, I mean. Whew, nice little two-piece there for Risk. And a great opening fight here for Tapire. They've been able to grab first cap, sitting at about 23%. I haven't seen the Blackout DPS duo in a while, and Sombra Reaper. This is... Oh, Stratocaster comes in for the kills. Manuel was trying to shadow step out. Pella got caught there a little bit. Okay. And then got what they were looking for. Now, that looked awkward for a moment. Very low Dimitri. He's going to get hunted down here on the point. Mines have been invested. Half health Risk. Doesn't stay at half for long. Oh, and now your supports from Tapire are trying to dodge a very giant pinball. Good teamwork. Oh, but Narwhal shows up for the late pick. Sound barrier from Stratocaster. They get hacked, but they do get the beat down. Sky Sniper and company are all able to put one of the feet. Sky Sniper, Dimitri, Strat, all coming up with final blows in that fight. We're going to get yet another flip. Okay. That was highly unnecessary. Or you could have at least thrown it on the point. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about that one. EMP's going to fly 3. Sky Sniper's going to get melted immediately. Death Blossom onto this point and try to save this here for Tapire, and it looks like Risk has in fact done so. Risk also subbing in here for this map 3. So Forgotten headed to the bench. After a 15k drop there on Circuit Royale, but still moving on. Let's double flex DPS. Tapire have Risk there in the back pocket so they can kind of help fill that. I mean, obviously, we're getting double flex from both sides in the DPS rolls. Manually, super flexible. Manually able to play a little bit of the Reaper. Let's check out some manually Reaper. Picks up an opening kill here. Gotta love it. Has some gold guns. Has some moves. Fades in with the 180. Catch Dimitri in the back and. Manually, not only great on the Freya, the hit scan, dangerous on the Reaper as well. Kitsune out of graveyard. Susie used to protect from the blade. Mines and sound barrier all invested there just to fend off the Sky Sniper blade. But you've made a 5v3. You kind of forced a split out of Tapire and a really good isolation and nice mismatch created during that team fight. So heavy investment from Daystar, but they win it out. It was almost beautiful from Tapire. They had the right idea. They baited 3 ults out, including both support ults. But just in the disengage, they kind of got split. Ended up in a 3-2 split on what was otherwise a really nice disengage. If Tapire had gotten out together on that previous fight, they'd be in a much better position right now coming into this fight. As it stands, it's kind of a desperate attempt to touch. Risk gets 2 with the Death Blossom. Okay, 3v3 on the point. Tapire have control. That's a cool skin to have. I like the skin combo with the mythic weapon, and I think it looks very good with the mythic weapons in gold. Nice aesthetic here. Nice aesthetic here, Risk. I dig it. I dig it. Oh. That was double Hellfire shotguns landing into strat. Sound barrier hits the crowd. EMP is out, though. I don't know that EMP got anything. If it did, Zuero cleansed it. Not sure where strat got picked. You have a very low Dimitri. Tossing in a Graviton Surge, but it does not land. Or maybe it got manually. I think Grav just used to take manually out of this fight. It's exactly what that was. Go check it on Risker, who's been so good, but that is a 1v3 you just faded out of. And this 99-69 fight looks to be going to Daystar to tie us up here on New Junk City. So we're going right next door to the junkyard. Good play out of strat. Red that one. Cleans the flank off. Oop. That was a bit of a waste of bubbles. Risk is on the way out. Here comes the Death Blossom from manually. Oh, wow. Everybody's so low on Tapire. Graveyard's got a Poished and 5-1. Gets a little bit messy here on the inside. Here, give you some Talisman Pop. I haven't got nearly enough Talisman Pop tonight. There you go. Nice little 2-piece. Clean up that fight. First cap will go to Daystar here in the junkyard. The separated Stratocaster will not be able to regroup with the rest of the team. Very nicely played. That third boop out of Pella comboed with the manual hack. Zuero just ducking and dodging around the very outside of the map, trying to keep this knife's edge fight alive, but Talisman's dropped in yet another EMP. That one, I believe, it hit 2. Once again, Risk taken out of the fight by that EMP. We saw the confirmation onto Dimitri as well, getting that clock up to 65%. Late picks coming through from Daystar. You have a Death Blossom available. That Kitsune Rush might be a good place. Oh, it's so risky. You're going to drop it? You damn right. Look at the headshot going into it. All right. You get 2. You know what? Worth out of Risk. Unfortunately, you don't get a touch on this point. But maybe you get a jump on the next point. If only you'd gotten the touch. Jeremy says none of the players have ever played with Pella. Okay. I mean, you can see them kind of getting more and more in the rhythm as this map goes on. You can see them really making, like, huge strides in this map. I felt like that's... Whoop. Sorry, I missed that Death Blossom there manually. I'm not quite sure. It looked like it might have gotten booped off. Yeah, that was a blade. Manly comes up with 4 in that fight. I was drinking my tea, sorry. Sky Sniper's gonna make a swap from the Genji onto the Venture. Got Double support ult and a Graviton Surge here. Gnarl's gonna go ahead and drop that one in. Both sound barriers hit the battlefield. The grab had a lot in it. You're able to get Narwhal, but Risk is, Manually is able to escape. Things are a little bit messy here. Talisman giving chase. Manually wins that duel that we briefly touched in with on the point. Can you get an end control spec on Saturday? Put the request on my Discord. I don't tend to stream on Saturdays, to be honest. But I wouldn't rule it out. EMP hit 2? Oh, but that's, yeah, you didn't get much out of that EMP. And Zero does have this rush to work with. Tapire in control. They have to hold on to this point. You need to not like get out of this one by the skin of your teeth. Tapire need a convincing win here on this map. They're going to disengage from the Kitsune rush. Zero does have the response thrown in here on the objective. We're just trying to chase down a kill on a graveyard up top. Decides to give up on that. Come play in this Kitsune. %, graveyard down. Talisman lurking to get a touch. Pella will get the roll through. Manually, I mean, not even close to the Death Blossom. Nobody even around. And that is a good start. Zuero's going to fight Talisman. Pella's ball is low. They don't invest. But we're going to 5th and final flashpoint here on New Junk City. As Tapire try to claw their way back into this series. We're going right next door. The ambush. Death Blossom works on Narwhal. Try to get first cap over Tapire here. Smart play. Ooh, in control amplify. That sounds like a good match. Sounds like a quality match. We heard the mines come out. I'm not exactly sure where the mines came out, but we heard the mines used. Ooh, Zero with a Suzu early in that fight. Bubbles from Dimitri. Gets Stratocaster out. Tectonic Shock thrown from Sky Sniper. Still nobody in control of this point. Tapire back away. End up giving up control. Manually tried to follow. So Manually could have run it away from the team. Well, considering trying to cut off the approach. The grab caught manually. The Suzu will not save them through all that. This opens up an avenue here for Tapire to move on to this point, take this back. Should be minimal stall with Graveyard going down. Here we'll chicken a risk on this chase. Ewan, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream, my friend. Let's see, you were covering the other match. So that one went, who was that? That was Boop Troop in Anomaly, so Boop Troop 3-0'd that one. Sound barrier there, trying to counter the Kitsune rush. Stratocaster's gonna throw in the second beat into this fight. So a heavy investment. You have nothing to fend off an EMP from Talisman. Either here, now, yeah, gonna go and get thrown in. Fine 4. Talisman immediately picks up that kill in Zero with the virus. And a beautiful EMP. An overinvestment from Tanuki ends up costing them. We're still trying to win this out. At least gets it to 70 some odd. This is Tapire's series on the line here. And they put bows and portals on top of each other in that fight. I mean, you know what? That's, you had to secure it. Mines available, thrown right on top of Risk. Using the gap to get the extra pile drive. Death Blossom on top of each other. Manuel's gonna get 2, get 3. Oh, the disco dance off goes the way of Manually. And that will be the series. Daystar dance their way to an 8-2 record. GG's. Oh, Prof, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And there it is, right there at the end. That final death blossom, that final play out of Manually ends up being the play of the game. I actually kind of agree with that. Like, it was a statement final death blossom there. When you had both the Reapers trying to disco dance, trying to see who had the better moves. Manually with the big plays. I don't know, I mean, Narwhal comes in and drops 32 in that map. Narwhal is your Elim leader for that map. I mean, granted, tied with Pella, but still, your Lucio is leading in Elims for that map. Pella, brand new pickup. Up and coming, says Mick. Of Avidity fame. Comes in, goes 32 and 3. Pella gets their 1, 14k. Silver damage, actually. Kerma subbing in for this map. Also, we'll actually take gold damage at 17k. This is a tough player of the match. This is a tough player of the match to call. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Manually today. Graveyard's put up such an incredible circuit. Then you got Narwhal, your Elim leader, there on New Junk City. So, I mean, I was inclined to give either of them that, but it's the flexibility out of Manually to be able to play the hit scans when you need it in the long range maps in the poke battle, being able to go and flex into the Reaper. But that flexibility from Manually, instrumental here in this key matchup. So, yeah, we'll give Manually your player of the match today. There you go. Graveyard is too good. Graveyard is too good. Couldn't go wrong giving Graveyard player of the match. That's for sure.